Today is the 7th of January. A new year has begun. Actually, 1 week has passed in the new year. I'm still just dealing with some of the emotions from the last year, which was a very intense, beautiful time. It's snowy out today, and actually there was no snow in December, so I'm quite happy to finally experience it, especially since I'm gonna be away for the majority of January and February and won't get to experience winter much. But today I want to look back at time of picking tea. So for many years now I have been picking tea. It all started in 2008. I found this old book about medicinal plants in Latvia, and at that time I didn't know much about it, but my family was always quite keen on gardening, and my dad loved botany, so whenever we would go around he would point to different plants and say their Latin name. My dad is a pharmacist, so that kind of goes along with that. Since that I have been collecting medicinal flowers for all these years. Now what it is, it's been over 16 years I've been doing that. You always pick tea or these herbs when they are in season, but when they really come to use is when it gets cold outside, when autumn comes around, when winter comes around, and it's this dark time where you want to feel the warmth of the earth caress you and cradle you. That's when tea really comes to hand. Now I'm feeling a little bit ill and my voice is kind of crackly. So a perfect time to look back at the adventures or everyday moments of picking tea while I enjoy some tea. That was many years back when I first started doing it. I had put all the teas in these little envelopes, and even though now I keep them in different containers, for this video I thought I'll put a portion of tea inside an envelope like this. The first tea trip today is some cowslip tea and also coltsfoot, which I didn't know the name for in English, but now I know. So cowslip and coltsfoot, and one of its medicinal properties is helping a sore throat. Cowslip is my dad's favorite tea, and it's probably one of the biggest joys to pick in spring because the smell of cowslip is incredible. Here's beautiful tea. Years ago, when I lived in London for Chinese New Year, I was working as a sales assistant. Then I met these guys from a French tea company called Mariage Frère, which is, I think its translation is like Marriage of the Brothers, but it's a tea house, like a very old tea house. And I was talking about my love for tea, and then they very gently explained to me, well, tea is tea only when it's made from the camellia plant, and all other tea is herbal tea because it's not actually a tea plant. So if any snobs out there want to comment on that, I realize this is herbal tea. The world is so still in winter. There are no sounds of birds, no bugs around, but you are always reminded about the bustle of human life, and you hear it so much more. It breaks through all the silence. The good thing about drinking tea outside in winter is that it steeps and cools at the perfect rate, so you can get to drink tea faster. Picking tea is also quite a meditative process, encapsulating time and that day in a moment of tea and then the tea is sleeping, it's dormant and dry, and once you pour some hot water over it is when you finally awaken the spirit of the tea to be with you again. And to me, that's really beautiful. You can share that spirit with those around you and share the joy of that day for just a moment. Amazing. Having the first cup of fresh tea in spring, like the first thing that the earth releases upon a new year, is when the year really starts. So even though now it's January and the calendar year has begun, now is still a time of sleeping. The earth is still sleeping. It has not begun the new year of growth in some way, to the moments of awakening in spring. So the first tea I actually picked this year was very, very early spring. The first leaves of trees start to come out, and my favorite tea to pick at that time is actually a blend, because I go to a special place where both of these plants grow, and I pick them in the same day and then I dry them together. And that is baby birch leaves and violets. And that creates this beautiful spring blend. The leaves are so tiny. Maybe the first leaf to grow just for a couple of days to emerge on this earth and then be encapsulated in a tea of spring. Violets have the loveliest smell. It's such a rare smell that perfumers have a really hard time of replicating this smell synthetically. Perfume artisans who still harvest it by hand have one of the highest valued floral scents in the world. We have something special right here. That's our tea. Violets and birch leaves. Being in the north, you get a lot of these cloudy days, overcast days, and whenever you see blue skies, it's a little miracle, a little gift for the day. Makes me very happy and also very restless. I can never stay home when the sky is blue outside. Let's see. The smell of this is the same as sauna, steeped leaves. It's amazing, especially when you're in the sauna and you pour the sauna, like the earthy water, leafy water on top of hot stones and the steam releases inside a room. It's amazing. Very good to pour tea over sauna rocks as well. Oh, delicious. Has a very faint floral scent to it. Very beautiful to see the little violets dancing around with the leaves. The tea awakens today. It's good, I feel my sinuses opening up. Kind of starting to breathe more easily even. Okay, the last tea for today, but not from the ones I picked, because I picked many more, is this blend of tea with raspberries, wild strawberries, and linden leaves. This is what it looks like. This tea is more of a summer tea, when the first berries start to appear. I suspect to be a lot more fruity than the other ones, which were more of a green type of herbal tea. What's interesting is that this thermos was absolutely perfect for 3 cups of tea. Look at that. Linden, strawberry, and raspberry tea. The lindens are from my garden, and I picked them along with a friend who came to visit that day. And then the strawberries and raspberries are from the forest, but I think I picked them on the same day actually. Oh, the smell of linden is incredible. If you ever come to Latvia, you will find that one of the most popular trees to be planted around Latvia is the linden tree. And the linden tree also symbolizes the feminine in Latvian, not mythology, but kind of the Latvian wisdom of plants and their corresponding energies. And linden is the feminine energy, whereas the oak is the masculine energy. Oh, look at that. That's pure magic right there. Let's let it cool and look at the scenery a little bit more. I think this is my favorite. You can really smell the fruitiness of the berries in there and the sweetness and kind of like honey hints of the linden. What an incredible tea. Thank you. Hello beautiful people, hello beautiful world. This is the end of the video. As I was editing this video, spring has come, no more snow around. And today is March 20th and it's the spring equinox. My last year's video actually began on spring equinox, the one about birch tapping. So it's interesting to arrive to this day, seeing how this time has changed me. I'm quite happy that you have been with me and I have been with myself. I'm feeling still a little bit awkward talking to the camera, but I'm definitely seeing a lot of growth in this year, in this category and in other ones in my life. The spring definitely marks a point of passage of entering a new season of growing, evolving, a time to really plant those seeds of dreams and watch them grow into big miracles and big beautiful moments. As you can see, blue anemones have started to flower, and for me that really is a stopping point in time to acknowledge that the spring has come. I'm really excited to see what this year will bring. I really hope you get to connect with tea and this video can inspire you on your new tea year, as pretty soon, in about a month, the first signs of tea will appear in Latvia, but maybe where you live already spring has started. See what kind of plants grow around you. Educate yourself on what kind of benefits they can bring into your life, and even if it's one cup of tea or one walk in the wilderness, those little things can really add up in joy of life. Mwah. Goodbye. Take a flower with you and take some joy.